Morning everyone. Very, very good being here at an institution where I was denied entry once. And I'd like to say, when everybody says I'm a self-taught photographer, I'd like to say something else over here. When I started my career as a photographer, I didn't know I was going to be a photographer in my life. I come from a family which is completely academics oriented. So if you're not a doctor or an engineer or at least an IIM graduate, you are a nobody. So I qualified to be a nobody at that point of time. And I continue to be a nobody till recently when my mother realized that I'm a well-known photographer. So how my journey of photography went along is what I'm going to be sharing with you in the beginning. And how it changed me is what I'm going to be talking about a little while later. And while I'm doing this, I'd like to say this, that my only target in life at that point of time was to join the army, and I was rejected for substandard vision. And subsequently, somebody else quipped and said that that vision of yours will make you a photographer. So here I am standing in front of you. And when I was young and I was looking at good pictures all over the place, I was desperately keen on looking at shooting for National Geographic Society, and we used to, that was a kind of a passion and a dream for all of us photographers who were young, and that's how I started this. And when I started my photography, I must also tell you that I had to steal my first camera from the home before I became a photographer. I taught myself photography with it. Along the way, I started shooting. You know, when you are a photographer, all that you want to do is to shoot. When you are in your 20s, you want to shoot a lot of pretty girls. And you are very enamored by the fact that you're shooting pretty girls, till you realize that the pretty girls are very nice people, and they smell and look just the same like you do. So when you are out there, there's no difference. These people are some of my best friends today. And this is some part of my early work when we were doing all this kind of stuff. And this was about 30 years ago when I started my studio. And that's when that's the kind of work that I was doing at that point of time. I had to dig this out. This man, you must be knowing as Pulala Gopichan. When he was an athlete and competing himself, that's when, you know, as a photographer, I get to meet a lot of these people also. And it's a plus point. You learn a lot from all these things. And this is a very, very old picture. Now, the child wearing the yellow is a hero at this point of time in the Telugu film industry, and he's a brand ambassador. The grandfather, the father, and the son, all three of them have become, all three were very well known to me at the time, except the child, of course. Strangely, this was for a magazine called Stardust at that point of time, where they wanted to show an exactly similar thing when Nagarjuna took off, and they wanted Akhil also to take off. That was Akhil's first movie when they started with that. So now he's a completely fun guy. So this is one of my plus points in meeting people. And when you're shooting actors or people of reputation, you barely get about 5 or 10 minutes at the most to get your picture and get out of that place. So before you get into the shoot itself, you got to kind of be prepared to expect something and go in there and grab that picture and come back. So like with Nag, it's always fun. He's a very cooperative guy. But on the other side, there was this gentleman called Mr. Karthikeyan, who was the CBI chief who had cracked the murder case of Rajiv Gandhi, and I was called to shoot a picture of his. And Mr. Karthikeyan, you know, that was supposed to be a piece of very, very good detective work. So the first thought that came into my head was, okay, detective work, I'm going to shoot Sherlock Holmes out there, I'm going to get him in a Sherlock Holmes look. And so when I go over there and do a Sherlock Holmes look, think that I do a Sherlock Holmes look, I go over there and I find one of the finest and a thorough gentleman out there. So it's difficult to get a man to wear a long overcoat and hold a magnifying glass and that kind of trash. Those trashy ideas do come to people like me sometimes, but then when you see that thing, what really happens is that I said, sir, I just want you in your police uniform, and you're sitting over there. He's talking to the journalist. I don't have the picture. He's talking to the journalist, and I tell him, I'd like you, Mr. Karthikeyan, for a second, I'd like you to look at the camera like you're looking at a thief and saying, don't fool around with me. I didn't use the word fool, but something else. And that was a brilliant picture that was appreciated so hugely by people that Karthikeyan became a good friend of mine and called me over to meet Mr. Kalam, who was before he became the President of India, to shoot Mr. Kalam too. And me being an arrogant little guy, I said, no, the light is not good, so I'm not going to shoot Kalam. Arrogance apart, it is the truth. If the light is not good, I don't shoot. If the light is good, only then do I shoot. This girl is an actor from the Telugu film industry, southern film industry, who subsequently went on to win the BBC Mastermind quiz too. It's These are all those old time pictures of mine. Mr. Nageshwar Rao, who's also a Dada Saheb Phalke awardee. It's easy to get all these. Oh, that was Chiranjeevi, who started a political party, which one thing. So while doing this, I decided that I had to make a shot at, give it a shot at getting into National Geographic. And I went off to Ladakh in a car to shoot pictures and to various parts of the country. This is a part of the Dasera proceedings in Andhra, interior Andhra. And I happened to assist a photographer who used to work for National Geographic. And I asked him, Rob, what kind of a portfolio do I need to bring to National Geographic to get in there? Because Arvind, we have a saying over here, that suppose you die, and you go up over there, and you meet St. Peter, and St. Peter will say, what were you doing all your life, what would you say? I said, I was a photographer. I said, okay, show me your pictures, I want to show it to God. That's exactly the kind of portfolio you're going to take into National Geographic. So that's what I'm trying to tell all of you people, that the way I learned photography, or this is a part of the National Geographic journey only. I was shooting for them later on, and this is one of those pictures where let's start with it. So when you are doing a job in photography, the way I learned, because I've said I'm a self-taught photographer, the way I learned was that I used to look at pictures in various publications, various magazines, and look at them, and whatever impressed me, I'd stop looking at it, read it, and hopefully the three questions that I used to ask myself were, how did that photographer shoot this image? The second question I would ask myself was, why did he shoot the image the way he shot the image? And the third question that I would ask was, how would I have shot the image if I had been there? These three questions have been my teachers, and these three questions have shaped my career into what it is today. Because there's nobody who taught me technically photography, nor the aesthetics of photography, but what photography I do comes from my heart, and these are all part of the angio stuff. Keep stopping all the while. This particular picture I'd like to say. The guy over here, this is right in the middle of, on the border of Rajasthan and Gujarat, somewhere over there. Very, very early in the morning. Frightfully cold. I landed up there, and the grandmother of this young boy over there, who to me reminded me of Mahatma Gandhi at that point of time. I looked over there and they made me a cup of tea with goat's milk and gave it to me. It was so brilliant over there. This comes in Orissa. If we think we are unlucky, I want to talk to you about this guy over here who was on the coast of Vizag, somewhere on top of Vizag, Visakhapatnam. He was a fisherman who cast his net the previous night, and in the morning when he couldn't even pull the net out, so I had to walk into the water to pull the net out for him, and the only catch that he got was one fish. So this journey of mine, along the way, came up to something very different, very interesting for me. Over a period of time, I got tired of shooting all these good-looking people, the celebrities, the magazine covers, and all. I felt that there was more to my life than doing just this. And just about last year sometime, not last year, it was this year, a little earlier this year, there was a very, very major celebrity couple. Both of them were actors. They had a baby, and they went ahead and called their baby Taimur. So this caused such a huge controversy in the country that people were up in arms against these people. And how can you call somebody Taimur? Taimur was a great invader of the country, etc., etc. The only thought that came to my mind was, the baby still doesn't know his name. Half the country knows his name already. And there must be so many fabulous people that are out there in this country whose name we don't know. So I decided to go on a journey of doing a book on the lesser known and unsung heroes of India. So that is my next part of the journey over here. Along the way, I'd like to ask you, how many of you would have heard of Bapurao Tajni? Okay, Bapurao Tajni is a very, very unremarkable man in general. When you look at him, you won't think he's anything. He doesn't speak English, he doesn't speak Hindi. He lives in a very small village in Gadchiroli district of Maharashtra. He lives in a small basti, or Harijan basti over there, and he's very, very simple, very down-to-earth man. Last year in summer, his wife went over to draw water from a well at the neighbor's place, and apparently the neighbors were slightly upper caste as compared to Bapurao Tajni's family. So the wife was denied permission to draw water from that well. and she was abused and sent back. So when Baburao Tajni heard this, he was very upset. He was a laborer who works at 250 rupees a day to support a family of 8 people, including his sister's family, that is. Baburao went away to the closest town and picked up. He bought himself a crowbar and a spade and started digging a well in his own house in the middle of summer when all the wells were drying out. And he used to dig for 3 hours in the morning and go to work and come back and dig for 1.5 hours again in the evening. And finally, everybody started laughing at him, and when it was, including his own wife, she also started making fun of him. At that point of time, around the 42nd day, Baburao struck water. When Baburao struck water, he continued to dig for 60 days. And he dug for 60 days, and he says, what struck me about Baburao was, despite all this, the simplicity of the man is that he says, the well is mine because I've dug it, the well is mine because it is in my house, but the water is not mine, the water belongs to God. So anybody and everybody is welcome to draw water from that well. And that's what is happening in that village now. Everybody goes to Bapurao's well and draws water. I should be coming to those pictures right now. Have you heard of Dr. Prakash Amte? Some of you, I'm sure, would have heard of Dr. Prakash Amte. I don't think any one of you would be, even today, I won't have the courage to do what Dr. Prakash Amte has been doing. I've gone and met him and come back to them. I want to share these stories with you of these people. Dr. Prakash Amte and his wife, on the day of their marriage, they moved into another very, very small, tiny hamlet which is in the middle of a jungle called Hemal Khasa, which had nothing. The tribals there were bones. The doctor and his wife set up a kind of a under the tree clinic where I've seen videos of Dr. Prakash Amte performing surgeries on patients under a tree. The day he got married, that means his honeymoon was in a hut. This is Dr. Prakash Amte. There is Anil and Pamela Malhotra that I've been meeting, going out and meeting over there. They live in Coorg. They're both Punjabi and American couple. And oh, there's too many pictures out here. So Anil and Pan Malhotra used to run a resort in Hawaii, and Anil decided to come back to India, and he bought himself 30-40 acres of land in Coorg, and he decided that he had to convert it into a forest. And over a period of time, he's been buying up smaller and bigger parcels of land till he has 300 acres of land now. 300 acres of land, which is completely a dense forest with tigers and lions inhabiting it. When you heard of a person called Jaydev Panang, I'm sure you have heard of Jaydev Panang. No? Jaydev Panang, many years ago in Assam, Jaydev Panang was a villager in Assam, and there was major floods in his village, and all the green cover got washed away. All the green cover got washed away, and Jaydev Panang went and complained to the elders of the family, saying, elders of the village, saying, we don't have greens. All the creatures in the forest have died because of the lack of green cover. What can we do about it? Next time if there's more floods like this, we are also going to be washed away. The elders gave him a dozen saplings and said, why don't you go and plant these things? They were making a joke of it. One thing I've realized, I've been meeting a lot of people like this, one thing I've realized is that when somebody comes up with something novel and new, people laugh at them. People laugh at them, and that's what kills them. But Jaydev Panang didn't die there. Jaydev Panang went ahead and planted those things, and over a period of time, he has planted 1,360 acres of forest, which is now dense forest in Assam. And there are 5 tigers which live in that forest, there are rhinoceros which move around in the forest, there are elephants which move around in that forest. All that I'm asking you people to say is there are stories like this which are going to come out of the book of mine, and there are stories which are open to you, which are available to you too. You are all graduates of one of the premier institutes of management. The objective of this institute was to create entrepreneurs, if I'm not wrong. Most of us as Indians, we have a greatly developed sense of becoming employees. When you are a student, when you are a person from, let's say, the different parts of the country, when you're looking at Punjab, your only ambition in life is to go away to Canada or England. When you're in the central belt of India, like Bihar and UP and this region, you're either an IAS officer, your aspiration is either an IAS officer or an IPS officer. When you come down south to Telugu, Andhra, That is Dr. Prakash. He's also passionate about wildlife. He's got a leopard over there and porcupines too. So when you are down in Telugu, you are either an IIT graduate who wants to go abroad again or nothing else. When you go further south, it's the same thing. When you go to Kerala, you have to go to the Gulf. Although they don't call it Gulf, they call it something else over there. But what I'm saying to you is that there is a great country that we are living in. We have an absolutely incredible opportunity of doing something in this country, for this country. Let's get back to it. We had a great country, let's get back to building a great country out here. We are not going to be copying things out from people. And I'm not one to belittle the American sense of enterprise, but I think it's more about, Achal will tell you more about it, it's more about marketing and packaging than the product in itself. That was Dr. Arvind Chenji, who's done a 1 crore rupee worth donation toward doing spinal surgery for people free. This is Baburau's well, which he has done. That is Baburau Tajni. That is a man. And there are people drawing watermelon as well and going away. This young lady is a bank employee from Cochin who once decided that she didn't want to waste food, and she put up a refrigerator outside a restaurant and puts all the excess food in the refrigerator packed up. People come and collect it and go in dignity. They don't have to pay for it. The small ideas which can change so many things. There's one particular gentleman in the middle over there, who is a retired principal of a school, who has gone and he's been sitting outside a bank in a small village in Andhra Pradesh, filling up forms for people who don't know how to write forms. He's been doing 400 forms a day for the last 10 years. This is the man. This is one of the greatest people that I should mention about him. His name is Palam Kalyana Sundaram. This is the gentleman who worked all his life as a librarian in Chennai, south of Chennai. All his salary, which started at 400 rupees and ended at 20,000 rupees per month, his entire salary used to go to charity. After he retired, his entire pension, provident fund, everything went to charity again. When the United Nations found out about this man, they called him the Man of the Millennium and gave him a $6.5 million award in cash, which also obviously went to charity. And that man sits down on the floor in a small room about 1/10 the size of this stage and eats food over there. This couple have started a farm in the middle of Anantapur, completely barren place. They called it Timbuktu. And they pulled together a lot of farmers over there to form a cooperative over there. So all that I'm saying is there are people like this, and you will be reading about them all in my book. But I'd like to say to all of you that there's one opportunity that you have as yourself. You have a choice of doing anything, but you have no choice of being anything but honest, truthful, and great towards yourself. I want you all to understand that you're Indian first, make it big in life, and contribute positively. Stay cheerful and happy. God bless you all. Thank you.